That's looking okay. Just gonna clean up as I go because I don't want all this to dry. It's easier to get off if it's just a little side dab that isn't actually on the cuticle. And then this whole part, I want to break up that big dark. Yeah.
As expected. Yep. Just for a joke. So yeah, my IDC. Yep. After all that.
Okay. There's hair again.
Like 1,400. I killed so many people.
Okay, that's looking okay
I
too.
didn't think there'd be 4 squads. I can do 2. 4's a lot.
Okay, so this area over here, we already know we needed to put some, because that's where the unevenness of the base color was. And then doing it this way, and then a little bit on that side. Yeah, that's all right.
I can do 2, maybe 3, but not like that. You just start to run out of endurance, you know.
Okay, and then index nail. We need some in the corner. Keep it sheer, Gloria, keep it sheer. And then coming across. That's fine, and then some there. Yep, that's okay. And then...
That's the fun part. That's like the unique Apex part. Learning how to position and pick priority, like kill order. That's the fun part. Well, first of all, it's people looking at you.
That feels like I might need to add more of a breakup on the second layer between the darks.
I don't know how to explain. It's like the
FPS or between the lights.
Like, is it smarter to like actually fight it or just like beat? And then, yeah.
Trying not to overdo the orange. I think that nail and that nail have a little bit too much.
And then after that, it's just like scanning and figuring out quickly, like.
So for this nail, sorry, I banged into you with my glasses again. For this nail, I actually am going to try to lighten some right there.
Healthy enough to just turn and then go to you next. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's no way out of that.
There. Okay, so that's a little bit more balanced.
Unless they all have like stormtrooper
and
or something.
The sheerness of the next layer will blend that a little better. And then that's fine also. Okay, so then we're going to go back in with the sheer. And we're going to keep an even layer. An even layer. Very nice and thin.
Actually, both of that gun's legendary skins are pretty cool. Or models, at least.
Sorry, I think that was a little out of frame. I also don't think I'm focused. I apologize.
So there's that.
I'm staying in relatively the same place focus-wise, so I'm actually going to manual focus.
It's kind of cool
there.
At the same time, though.
Hopefully that's better. Sorry, I forgot to do that. I'm still getting used to it all.
Well, no. not crazy about playing with the third. Yeah. Yeah, said about that cheater who. Yeah, he left us to go have fun on his own, being invincible.
These are coming along pretty well, I think. So anyway, I'm liking the way they're coming out better than any of the tests.
Yeah. Should be pretty hard to get a win on every character.
I just realized I'm doing my nails out of the order that I normally do them. Normally I go from this way to this way and then this way to this way, but I'm going the other way. I'm going from pinky to thumb to pinky instead of from thumb to pinky to pinky to thumb.
Yeah, I'm trying to finish Wraith and then I have to do freaking Caustic.
Oops, I'm sorry. I just banged into you guys again. Alright. Let's see if I can get this a little more even on the thumb this time instead of glomming it on weirdly. Yes. Alright. That looks a little bit better. It's a little more opaque than the one on the other thumb, but not out of the normal variance between the other nails either. So we're doing okay. What is she doing with her arm, this big cat? She's so silly. Ooh, I just banged into my index nail a little bit. Let's do the lick trick. Lick my finger, pat it down, smooth out the...
Die to it. Yeah, he has a shotgun.
Better. That's much smoother than whatever it is that I did when I ran into it. I'm sorry, my glasses keep getting too close to the camera and I keep hitting it on the side there.
Kill. Haha, wingman. Haha, you lose. He has no health.
I need to clean up that edge.
No! Peacekeeper! Get him, he has no health. Oh.
It's too
stupid
much into the sidewall.
That guy's hitbox, dude.
There. That's better. And then the pinky. We gotta make sure that we are not allowing this skin to get in the way on that side of the pinky because it tends to want to encroach. And it's fine if it does that after it's painted so that the color is consistent in shape, but not right now.
Yeah, only if it's further in.
Okay. So then
That's true.
Is that the baby making noise? She's cute. The baby's over there on James's lap being a sweetie patootie. Okay, let's go in with our second layer of black. We're not going to do a whole lot of black. I'm pretty happy with my overall level of black, but we do want to add the illusion of more depth. So I'm going to kind of just stick in the same kind of areas.
Yeah, and then it's 20 bullets default.
And maybe a little bit outside of them. But adding just some more.
Hemlock's 18, I think.
Some more depth. Into some of these spots. To show that it's coming through the layers as tortoise shell does. And we don't want it to look too brush strokey, but we do want it to be kind of loose.
Every day.
And a little flowy.
Every day. My favoriteest gun as I land. Spitfire. That's my favorite.
Okay, that's looking all right.
That one and the R99.
Gotta add some more.
Actually, I like the Prowler if it has all the attachments.
Over here.
But I never pick it up because I never want to like bet on that. You know what I mean? That's a big investment. I don't like it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was on the 1X for it too. It's like,
she's so sweet. Okay, and then this bit coming that way.
Okay.
And then
all these are good.
We're going to be adding more orange, of course, also.
Get an R400. Hey,
but at this point in the process, I'm totally like Bob Ross chat, ruined. It's too much. But it will get toned down again. Sorry, I went back out of frame because I'm trying to get a better sense of how both hands are balancing.
Wait, does someone see a... No, it's a light mag, not a heavy mag. I'll be well done.
Okay, and then I'm trying not to. I'm trying to keep the texture of the brush strokes similar across the hands too, which is actually the hardest part here in what I'm doing right now, is keeping it feeling like the same kinds of brush strokes. That's looking all right though.
Yay, I'm done looting.
Okay. That feels pretty balanced overall, I would say.
I think there's a havoc in the first building we were in.
Sorry, I'm not in frame again. I'm too far out. Okay, I think that's pretty balanced. This one here needs the most work with the orange, this middle nail, to make it feel balanced. overall.
I'll be right there.
But
Aww.
I think I can do it.
No. Well, what?
Hey, I'm going to add a little bit more dark right over
Can't
this.
fight this. There's too many people.
I shouldn't have covered quite
Yeah,
all of that
they're
up.
on me, though. I'm gonna die.
Okay, so then that there.
Good. If I'm white. Oh man, I can actually heal. If I can reload too, then we're good to go. Yep. I don't have enough ammo for this, but whatever. Get ready. Oh, new squad. New squad. It's a new squad.
I feel like going in with a little bit of the brown right over the second layer of orange is helping to add some more of that depth.
Please. That headbox.
That tortoiseshell has. Of course, I'm going to get another layer of the sheer over the top.
Oh my God. Nope. Oh.
Okay. And then second hand.
Ow. Yeah.
That feels pretty even as well. Hi! Snatchernaut. I like the cat with sunglasses. Do you see these two cats having a good old time together?
Cat with sunglasses.
Someone in chat put a cat with sunglasses.
Cool cat.
Yeah. What about it? I'm not about all of the slang things. I know some of them, but I don't know all of them. Don't judge me. All of them. Excellent. Yes. Very good. Praise. Thank you. Yes. Also for the little kitty heart eyes. They are being sweet. Okay, so this nail needs more orange care. because this needs to be broken up here in the middle, this darker blob. It got a little bit too much. And then we can reaffirm the edges of the dark on that side and right there. And that feels a little bit more in keeping with everything else. Wow, even more. I'm feeling like I do need to connect those on the side a little bit more so it feels less spotty though. There. That's a little better. That feels more consistent. Because I don't want super wiggly edges. I want them to feel a little bit more rounded so that it's consistent with the other hand. There, that's a little better.
Okay. Whatever.
Okay.
Get covered.
That's fine. And then we need orange again. I do nail streams. I just started a little bit ago, a couple of months ago, month and a half ago or so. So I'm still kind of a noob. But yes, I do nail streams. And all of my VODs of nail streams that have already happened are on my YouTube. I uploaded them up there so they wouldn't get lost forever. And I think that my YouTube is Glisten Glow. So it's like Glisten like here and then GLO at the end. And I have, if you want to check out some of my previous nail art stuff, I have a nail art Instagram. It's Glisten Glow, musigal.glo on Instagram as well. Or you could check out the Reddit Lacquerista subreddit. I have a lot of stuff posted up there.
Yeah.
Most of it's the same stuff as on my Instagram, though. There's actually a little bit more on my Instagram than there is on Reddit.
Ow. Ow. Yeah. Oh, there's multiple people.
I should not have done that one. I regret it. Let's take it off.
Yeah.
James, what are you playing?
Apex.
Apex. He's playing Apex. That's my husband in the background. His desk is right here. I'm sitting here at my nail desk, and he's right there on the other side of things. But the cat's more interesting than me, so you get to watch her instead.
So much going on.
There. Regret erased. Dr. Crotron, hi! How are you guys? Thank you for the raid. What were you playing tonight? Of course this isn't Hollow Knight. Who do you think I am, Colette? Oh boy. How are you guys? Hi Dogmaster. Hi Dr. Crotron. Hi Colette. Oh boy. Alright. That is looking relatively even. I'm going to do another layer of... Okay, let me explain to you guys. Oh, you were lurking a bit. Cool. Thank you. I have one more layer of this sheer that I frankened over the top, and then clean up and top coat. I still haven't decided if we're doing matte or shiny top coat. This was my little test.
This is it.
dealy bobber. I had some shiny top coat there, and then I have the matte on that side.
Choices.
Shiny feels more tortoiseshell to me, but I don't like shiny nails as well. Where you going, big cat? Hey, you can't be seen with the pretty face that you have if you're behind me.
Supposedly.
Okay, well, you guys have to make do with me now. Yeah, I'm gonna make it shiny, and then we'll see. Oh, that's cool. I am following a basically following. I've obviously made some modifications. There's a gal on Reddit who did tortoiseshell nails. What day was this? 27 days ago, about a month ago. And her name is ForeverEndeavors, and she posted a little image explanation of what she did to make it happen, and the layering with the jelly and whatever. I'm using different colors. I mixed a different, I think she was using Playing Coy, which I did some testing with earlier, but this is a little bit more opaque and more intensely orange, and it was too orange for what I wanted, so I ended up using Sally Hansen clay instead, because it's a little bit more sheer and allows more of the under to show through. And she used black, but I'm using cinnamon, which is a dark brown. Koopa Troopin'. Yes. Yes. This is done. I'm going to close it. And then this I made with Orly Bonder, which is a base coat, a slightly orange tinted base coat, and then I mixed in Totally Toffee with it, which is a Revlon color. And I had my little swatch sticks out earlier for comparison purposes to show that Orly Bonder is definitely, my nails are wet, so this is not probably a good idea, but hang on. Let me do this carefully. Yes. Okay, this is Totally Toffee. And then this is half and half Totally Toffee and Bonder. And then this is me mixing half of the half and half Orly Bonder and Totally Toffee with an equal amount of Orly Bonder. So I think that makes it, I don't know. I can do the math, but not on my head, in my head. It makes it a lot more orange, as it makes it more sheer. Good night, Dogmaster. Thank you. This is Totally Toffee. This is the half and half, and then this is the halved again, and it gets more orange as it goes, which is interesting because Bonder is orange to begin with, which you don't notice when it's being used as base coat, but apparently makes a subtle difference here. So let's go in and add this. I gotta make sure I'm keeping an even coat so I get the same look over everything, and it just blends.
I'll not say no to 301 right now. If you find one.
Blends it and makes it look more cohesive. So I started with a base of this sheer jelly brown that I made. And then I did splotches with cinnamon, and then I did swoops with the clay color, and then I did more splotches with cinnamon and more swoops with clay, and then, yeah, exactly. And then one more with, I did two layers of cinnamon and then clay, and then I did a little bit of cinnamon right at the very top at the end to re-saturate any browns that I felt needed to be balanced as more brown than they were because they'd gotten covered too much. And then a layer of this to top it all off and blend everything together. And there was a picture polish brown called Henna, I think, that I saw the other day that I was thinking about maybe getting before I tried these, but I was like, I can just make one, and so I did. Yeah, but my nails ended up pretty short after filing because several reasons. One, I wanted to file off the patch I had on this nail, and I didn't want to deal with it anymore. Secondly, because I broke my glass nail file, and I was therefore using not a glass nail file, and didn't want to deal with it, and so used clippers to bring down the length first, and then my one thumb was slightly shorter than I had anticipated, because, as we know, if you clip with clippers, sometimes it can do unpredictable things. It's fine. It's not too short. It's the very shortest of what I think is fine. It just means I can let it grow for 2 weeks instead of only one in between, which, to be honest, is not that much of a tragedy.
Yeah. Shoddy.
Okay. I need to get better light on that before I bring you up close. That just looks like a dark smudge of nothing.
Yeah. I'm lagging really bad. I'm teleporting backward.
Doc, I don't think you said what you were playing tonight.
Can't move.
I didn't see earlier. And if you did say it, I missed it, and I'm sorry. No, it only broke... okay, so I was wondering where it was, and then I was like, maybe it's under my couch or chair cushion. I guess it's my chair. And yes, lo and behold, there it was underneath my chair cushion, and obviously I had sat on it, and so it had broken into 2 pieces and one little piece in between. So I saw the 2 pieces first, and I thought that they would fit together, you know, like that. But the angles were like this, and so there was a little V-shaped piece in between, but nothing shattery.
Killed one?
It was easy to, it wasn't like dangerous to clean up or anything like that. It was fine. Ah, yes. Hard mode Randall bingo. We're also doing a base coat wear test between my favorite Glisten Glow base coat
on the roof
and the Moonshine Manny base coat that I used for my last design that lasted a whole week and therefore became a contender for not a sucky base coat. I got my brush out before I even put on the layer of color.
Nice.
I gotta be careful. Don't glom it on too thick. This is not top coat. This is a sheer coat. You want to make it even. Please do it evenly.
And you're fighting Pathfinder, right? The broken hitbox? Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, his hitbox is literally not working correctly.
Yeah, they're both sticky base coats. So probably. I don't even know. I was telling Praise earlier, they might even, these 2 indie companies might even have the same base coat base supplier, so it might be, I was thinking that they might be dupes of each other, but the Moonshine Manny one is a little bit thinner and doesn't level any unevenness on the nail quite as well. But they do both dry the same rate, and so far they have good wear, you know, on them both.
Oh, the real one. Here.
There was so much dust earlier when I was filing. Like, so much more dust than there normally is when I use a glass file. I don't know. I don't know what was up with that, but I got little dusty bits on my fingers still. Like, I cleaned off my nail plate, but the skin underneath the edge of my nail didn't apparently get fully dedusted, which would then just be dusted, wouldn't it?
Someone's here.
That's like Amelia Bedelia, right? I want you to dust the furniture, and then she goes and gets a thing of... Oh no, dog, I'm sorry. So sad. That's depressing. Well, you know, it's not like it won't happen, though. It's not like there's a cutoff for it, right?
Maybe they're just, like, looking from far away.
That's, yeah, tough choice.
I don't know. It just was like someone's watching you. So
tough choice. Okay, so I have you guys at a fixed focus right now. Am I doing an okay job of staying relatively in focus right now with that fixed focus? Or is it kind of waffling all over the place?
Or crawled off, I guess.
106%.
You should, yep, flying in.
That's a little bit thicker.
In that building, careful.
In
this building.
We'll see how it dries. Nice depth of field. Good.
Got him. Later, dude.
That's good. I have the beginnings of a hangnail right under the edge of this nail right there, and right under the edge of that nail right there. And I trimmed them off so they're not gonna rip and tear and whatever, but there's like a little tender spot, and I just got acetone in it and.
New spot.
Not the most pleasant sensation.
Yeah, shooting at me from the hill.
Get out of there. Yes, I know. Yeah. I know. I know. Oh, boy.
Nope.
Like, it tries to be more sensitive than it should. Yeah. And it just needs to, like, stop it.
I'm coming. I'm almost out.
Okay, good. This, I thought, might be a little bit too thick of a coat, but it's drying slightly more sheer, and I can see the orange again through it. Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be great? I'm just imagining what all the logistics then of that.
Yeah.
It would be like, I got a camera not sponsorship, but like scholarship. I got a camera scholarship. You know, I went to Twitch. I was accepted to Twitch and with a full camera scholarship. That's funny. Okay. It's looking all right. Yes, some of them do. Some of them are indifferent. Some of them really like them. Some of them only notice them sometimes. I have one mostly non-verbal student who, he's starting to be more verbal now, but he has a AAC communication device. It's an iPad with a program on it that is specifically for communication. And he has always really, like, every time we're working together, he'll stop and he'll kind of hold his hands out like this and ask, like, put your hands in my hands, basically is what the gesture's asking. And then he'll just look really up close. He's on the autism spectrum, so he has a lot of interesting mannerisms, and you can tell when he likes something. You know, he doesn't have the social wherewithal to hide his reactions to things. So there's like an honest, pure enjoyment on his face when he looks at my nails that makes me happy. And he started to say the names of the colors that he sees. The first time he ever said the word purple was when he saw my nails that were like, or purple that I heard him say it, was when I had that drip marble with the purple, and he saw it, and he was, you know, looking at it all up close, and then he said, you know, purple. And that was a great moment. And I have other students who notice occasionally. They'll be like, "Ooh, I like your nails today." Like tweenage girls and stuff that notice. And moms, the parents, notice more than the kids do, to be honest. I have gotten the occasional compliment from a teenage boy student. He kind of hemmed and hawed and said, "You know, I don't normally comment on stuff like this, but I think your nails are really cool today," which was kind of cool. Yeah. All right, so that's done, and I'm pleased with how those are looking, and I think they are ready for top coat. So here's the question: what top coat do we want to use? How lumpy are they? They're not super lumpy. I'm thinking I'm probably going to use the Vibrant Vinyls top coat that smells like apples. It's called, oops, pardon me. It's called Mmmbop, like the 80s song.
Free triangle thing. I got nothing.
And, okay, normally, I was saying this earlier, I don't know why for this manicure I didn't do it in my normal order. Normally I go thumb to pinky and then pinky to thumb. For some reason, today I went pinky to thumb and then thumb to pinky. So I need to do my top coat in that order too so that everything's evenly dry, which is weirding me out because that's not my normal protocol. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was purely instinct. I looked at a bunch of designs. I was looking on my phone, you know, at Tortoise to try to get an inspiration picture, and it was like, that one is too cluttered. That one is not cluttered enough. That one is too cluttered. That one's not cluttered enough. And it just like, there weren't any that felt evenly balanced in tortoise shellness to me. And I was just like, okay, well, looking at all of these crap examples gives me my idea of what I think should be. So I'm just going to wing it and go for it. And it turned out pretty okay. I like it with top coat. Okay. Gotta scoop the cuticle before it dries.
What? Yeah.
Yes. Yes, there are. Yes, there are, Dr. Crotron. The, trying to remember exactly what it's called. I think it's called Lavender Perfector. Is a, I don't think it's considered a top coat, but it's a sheer lavender colored polish that's specifically designed to color correct nails that are stained yellow. And I know that their yellow stopper is technically supposed to be a top coat that helps to prevent yellowing, and it's also slightly purple tinted.
Yes.
I don't think that there are very many that are marketed as top coats, though. Ugh, look at that. I just blanged right into that.
Nice.
Not good. Don't do that. There, that's better.
No one is here.
Yes, it doesn't stay sticky forever, though. It just has a longer tacky period. And I don't think it would make a good top coat because it's not quick dry. And I mean, that's kind of just a pleb thing to do. No offense to people who don't use quick dry top coats, but I mean, that's like the first game-changing make your manicure not basic fail level like tip that you learn is get a quick dry top coat. It will make your life so much better, and it does. So I don't know. I don't think the yellow stopping properties are worth having to sit around for 20 minutes before you can touch something with your fingers, in my humble and blunt opinion. Yeah.
Oh, babe.
Yes, there are airbrush nail artists. A lot of salon nail artists, well, not a lot. There are salon nail artists who do airbrushing. I know nothing about that process.
Go up.
Or are you talking about something else for airbrush? I don't know.
Someone's here.
Oh, see, my mental checklist. Okay, I'm so used to going from this to that direction that I just finished this nail and then looked at this to make sure it was smooth and said to myself, why is that slightly lumpy? That shouldn't be slightly lumpy. Nice. I haven't top coated it yet.
Pathfinder is a shotgun. Oh boy. Yes. And suddenly. Yep.
There we go. That's
one
more
of the guys
even.
fighting was like, hang on, someone's coming. Everyone wait.
If it wasn't for that court order, pardon you? What court order? Oh my god, I just laughed and pushed into my color. Why? Why do I do these things to myself? Alright, there we go. Now I gotta just get a little bit more top coat on that spot and we'll be alright.
What's up? Yeah, it's been fine after the second game. It's been great. Yeah.
Saved! You know, actually, it probably would be against some sort of safety regulation to airbrush with actual nail polish in a residential home. Blah, blah. Yes. Oh, boy. I fixed it, though. It's all good. Yeah. Get rid of that, too. Okay. I think before I... Can you... I don't think that has the right focus, but you get the colors there, right? I'm going to change the focus later. What was he talking about tattoos? Just, oh. Does he want one? She? I don't know if Dogmaster's male or female. I assumed male, but I could be wrong. The usefulness of the cuticle scoop. He actually does have? Or just in all facetiousness? Because I know that Dogmaster is of the opinion that that is like a great character. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I have not had any April Fool's jokes played on me today. Not a single one. Nobody even made a joke. The only reason I remembered that it was April the 1st and April Fool's Day was because Carolyn, my office manager, walked into the office and said, "Good morning, Gloria. Happy April Fool's Day." Which is like not... I mean, you don't wish someone a happy... I don't know. It just was kind of funny. All right.
You can see
I don't know what happened
who's coming.
here. Did I just... I
Nice.
feel like I smudged that
Yeah.
slightly.
He's wall hacking.
But I think I just got face grease on it. I know. It's... I don't know. Whatever.
It's great, right?
Oh,
Isn't that
no. Oh, no.
It's like really
That's not
surprising.
fun.
You're like, wait a minute. It's a real meme. There's...
Yeah, I don't like last minute things. You know, like, yes, sometimes there are urgent last minute things, and then, yes, we as a team will all pull together and make it work and make it happen, but if there's in any way that we can avoid making it a last minute thing by communicating, let's do that instead. Yes? Yes.
Downstairs. Up in the corner, yep.
What? Oh my god, okay.
There should be
That
Mmmbop or something.
would be very terrifying. Wow, ugh.
Nah.
That's like, okay,
Years,
I was asking Praise about this earlier. What's it called? Christopher Robin, that Winnie the Pooh movie that came out. I watched it because it was on Netflix. It's mediocre at best. But in the
Single's better, but
in the movie, the character of Christopher Robin as an adult is given the task of, I think he's the efficiency manager at a luggage company or something.
You're perfect.
And he's supposed to cut costs by 20% or something in order to basically save everyone's jobs. And he's basically justifying their existence as not just a department, but as a whole company. But for certain departments or whatever, I guess.
There's a Wacky Jackie video. Check it out.
You were able to justify your department's existence within 2 hours. Good. I'm pleased.
What's it called? The Hemlock?
Did they agree with you that your justifications were justified?
Why people do it?
I mean, what even are your hours like as a doctor? I know that's like a cultural meme that doctors have like weird work hours. So when you say 2 hours left in the workday, I'm thinking like normal workday, and then I remember that you're a doctor. So, you know. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Why should we spend money on you? Why should we spend money on you? Why should we spend money on you? It's our new money. We're investing it. We hold all the power. Mwah, 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 mwah. At least, so I imagine. You're always on call. Just always on call. So when you say 2 hours left in the workday, what does that mean? Do you have normal working hours and then you just are on call on top of that? I know I'm slightly too close. Oh, no, I'm not. That's actually relatively in focus. Hey! I'm assuming you don't work all 12 of those every single day. Plus being on call. That's not healthy.
Also, just the vision, too.
I mean, that's like when I was in school. I worked at Del Taco when I was in school, and I opened for Del Taco. So I had to get up at 5:30 in the morning and then go to work, and then I worked, and then I got off of work, and then I drove an hour and a half to class, and then I was in class, and then I drove an hour and a half home, and I got home at around 11:30 p.m. every single day. And then I also worked Saturdays. That was not a fun stretch in my life. I'm glad it's over.
Worth it.
It was worth it, yes.
Barely.
No, I think it was.
I'd say barely.
Sounds like home. Oh no, that's not healthy. That's not good. Well, you know, okay, but then when I also got my job, when I first got my job, you know, what, 6 years ago, a little more than 6 years ago now, I was going up to Riverside County and doing in-home services for some of our early intervention kids for a couple of years. And on the days that I did that, you know, I was in the office on some days and I was doing that on some days. And on the days that I was doing that, it took me about an hour and 15 minutes to get up to Riverside. And then, oh, I skipped my middle nail. Good job, Gloria. You know, I had to be there. My first appointment started at 8 or 8:15. It depended on the family and, you know, the proximity to the next scheduled appointment. And I had time in between my appointments, but in order to see all the kids that I had to see in the day, I basically worked without a break, driving all day. And my last appointment finished at like 6 p.m. and then I had to drive home again, and I got home. I don't know, I was on the road constantly for 13 plus hours without stopping on those days. And that was at least twice a week for several years. I am a California peoples. Yes. I live in northern San Diego County. And I work in Temecula. So for me, it's only 11:05 p.m. Which is good because I'm almost done with this, and that means I can actually go to bed on time and it's a work night. And that means I won't be super tired tomorrow. I want to get back into the swing of doing nail art on Sundays, like earlier in the day. And or maybe Saturday nights and or maybe Friday nights. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So when you were in California, you were relatively close.
How is what? Dude, some of these people.
I used to.
It's like 230 damage.
Yeah. Okay. So wait. So you're in California when you're like traveling and you're in California. You also live in California, but you don't live near the place where you're traveling to work in California. I see what you're saying.
I don't know why he's alive.
Hog adequate sleep. Ass. I didn't get adequate sleep on the day that I put together my 52-week challenge post because I was on a roll. I got, I think, only 4.5 hours of sleep that night because I am a bad influence on myself. Oh, I still didn't do the middle nail. I guess it gets to be last. Oh, okay. Yeah. I grew up in Michigan, so I have Midwestern roots. And then when I was 9, we moved out here. My dad got a job at a school in Solana Beach, and so we lived in Solana Beach in an apartment. And then when my parents and my grandparents bought property together, we moved up to Vista. And I don't live with my parents still, but I still live in Vista. I got face grease or something on this nail, and it's not as shiny as the other ones. It makes me grumpy because I haven't taken my pictures yet. And I want them to match. I just gotta wash my hands. No bubbles. Get out of there, bubble. Okay. There we go. All right. I'm starting to get hungry. I had a very large lunch, so I have not had dinner. But I'm going to be done with time to actually make myself something to eat for dinner. It's more like a midnight snack then, though, I guess, isn't it? This is like against everything you believe in about eating times, Colette. Sorry. Not that anybody else's eating habits would offend you. It's not something I would expect. By the way, were the chips that you were eating the other day cheddar sour cream chips? And if so, good taste? Props to you. Okay. I just tried the pickle hot something potato chips that they had. I tried them. James, you don't know this.
What?
The pickle hot chips or whatever. I got a little mini bag and I tried them.
Did you like them?
They were hot and very pickly.
Yeah, too.
They were okay.
Yeah, they're okay.
They were not my favorite thing.
My main complaint with them is that they don't taste any potato.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty lame for a potato chip.
I agree with that.
Flavor should enhance the potato flavor.
Zesty cheddar is also good.
Not just run over.
Okay, let's go around and get all of the top coat off the skin, and then I'm going to change your angle so that you guys can see the colors better. Top coat cleanup. Okay. I'm like holding my elbows out. I feel like an albatross. But it gets the angle that I need. Double crunch. Thicker, bigger ridges.
Someone's here.
Okay, yes. I think I've had those. I don't remember what flavor I had them in, but they were good. I liked the texture. I like crunch. If I'm going to go for a chip, I'd rather have one that's gonna chew back. Does that make sense? Rather than one that's just going to kind of fall apart in my mouth. That's actually one of the things. I was not being low carb today because we went out to eat with my in-laws yesterday. And so I let myself have a break. But normally that's one of the hardest things to do is to find crunch food substitute that isn't like potato chip or corn chip if I'm in the mood for crunch. And one of the things that has been really good is microwavable pork rinds. You microwave them like popcorn in a bag, and they come out really crispy and crunchy and warm and nice, and they're really good. And I like to eat them with sour cream and salsa mixed as like a dip. It satisfies the crunch craving. Oh, yes. Travel. All the things. Yeah, travel is, I don't know. Some people are like, I love to travel. Well, that's only because you travel when you're on vacation. I guess. I don't know. I have some good friends who really enjoy traveling, and more power to you, man. I'm such a homebody, though. We didn't even go anywhere on our honeymoon. We just stayed at home. I was like, okay, we just moved into this new apartment as a married couple. Let's just spend the week, like, making sure all of our stuff is organized and, like, being cozy together. Oh, boy. It was good. I liked it. It was nice.
One down.
Someone else had to travel on your behalf.
You suck.
That's funny. I've never been on a cruise, but I've heard positive things about cruise experiences from people who have been on cruises. What was your opinion? Did you enjoy it, or was it annoying, or would you do it again, or what have you?
Well, I'm so disappointed. Where'd the other guy go?
Okay, where did you all end up going on the cruise? Did you like get off the boat anywhere, or was it just like a let's float around in a tropical, or I don't know, there's cruises to Alaska, so not necessarily tropical. I was reading a person talk about escargot and like reading recipes with escargot and stuff, and a lot of people in the comments were saying, I tried escargot on a cruise, and someone was like, me too, I was also on a cruise. So apparently that's like a really common like buffet item, I guess, maybe, possibly, I don't know, I've never done it. Shore exclusion. Oh, so you did go to Alaska. All right. Okay, let's change the focus here and get you guys a better lighting situation that isn't gonna lie to you. I like that. Yes, hyperscheduled is not relaxing to anyone that I know. I mean, that's not to say that it's not relaxing to some people, but it's not relaxing to most people that I know. Okay, there. That looks slightly more orange than it does in person. Let's see if I can. There. Oh, nope. Right there. There we go. That's what it looks like. It's got brown with orange and darker brown.
A little bit is a lot for these.
I am relatively pleased with this. From far away, like back here, it looks like tortoiseshell. From real up close, I wish that there was a little bit more of a subtle blend at the edges of some of the brown bits. Thank you, Colette. But I'm just really picky. So, you know, I'm pleased, especially for the first time that I'm doing it. I'm pretty happy with it. Here's the other hand. It's God.
I don't know.
That's actually a pretty good representation of the orange versus and brown balance.
Yeah, it's mood.
Thank you, thank you. I wouldn't be. I do love gold flaky toppers, but I'm afraid of ruining it, and I don't want to ruin it. And as you have said so many times before, listen to the voice of caution, not the voice of impulse. So, you know, if I decide I want to add it after a day or two, I can, but I'd rather just not right now because I don't want to wreck it. So, that's it for my stream, and I'm going to go cook and eat. I don't know if there's anybody on. Let me go look and see. What do you mean by putrid nails? Because I have done nails in colors of green that someone on Reddit said looked like vomit. And I was offended deeply at that because it was one of my favorite colors. So what do you mean by putrid? Because I probably would be happy to accommodate.
Yes.
Greens and blacks and browns. Okay, I did do camo nails. Give me a second. For Father's Day last year that had greens and browns, but they were camouflage. Yes. Let me find it. And I'll put it in chat so you can see. Gotta scroll back because it was last June. Oh, here, okay, here's the ones that were such a pretty color. And the person said that it looked like vomit. Yeah. Hang on, it's that one. Wait a minute, nope, that's not what I did. I hit copy and didn't copy. So then when I hit paste, it gave me something else entirely. A giant long paragraph thing. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. Nope. It didn't save my place. I have to scroll again.
It's not a Spitfire.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Share. Copy to clipboard. Yes. Okay. Okay. There. Okay. That's the putrid one that the person called vomitrocious or whatever. The comment was deleted by mods because it was uncalled for and rude. So the comment's not there anymore. But that was the one. And then I did.
No, he died.
Did you see you saw the avocado nails that I did? Because you said that I was there for you with the greens or something.
Yeah, when you're crouched.
In Discord, I'm pretty sure.
Regular melee, you throw
somebody
straight.
did. I think it was you.
You have an uppercut.
Here we go.
And when you're in the air, you do a kick.
And
I haven't figured that out yet.
She just came in and knocked a bunch of stuff off the chair. Yes, it's such a pretty color. Yes, that's exactly how I feel when I see sparkly pinks and I'm with someone who I know likes sparkly pinks. I'm like, oh, you would love that color. I would not love that color. You would love that color. Okay, and then this is the camo one. There's a link in the comment there to a clearer picture on Instagram. I'm not going to go find it for you.
Yeah, it's a Bangalore Ultimate.
But if you want something more vomitrocious than those, let me know, because I probably would be happy to do it. Like, what kind of design in greens and browns and blacks? Like, because there's so many options. So many options.
It's just him.
Okay, I need to go and look and see if there's anybody I want to host. Thank you. It was actually relatively easy. I just used the brushes that were in the polishes and just made sure to keep everything relatively horizontal. Okay, let's see. Is there anybody on that I want to host? No, no one that I follow is on. So, everybody just gets to go and find their own entertainment. Good night. And you are welcome. Thank you for hanging out with me. And here's the big cat again with her sweet, sweet face. She said good night too.
Yeah, he said good.
Sweet, sweet. Good night.
He said good.
You're welcome, Doc.
Wow, that joke is older than.
Good night, Praise.